So, unlike my previous reviews of the Archetypes episodes featuring Serena and Mariah, this episode requires only one video to review it, and it's going to be a short one. The others were boring, but had that train wreck momentum and crash. This episode with Mindy Kaling was truly next level boring. The word of the day is singleton, but they never actually define it. They just play a clip from Bridget Jones's diary. They do end up pulling out the dictionary for spinster and thornback, which, as you can imagine, was boring. Up until now, I've been criticizing Meghan for being such a terrible interviewer, but today I realize that this is truly so bad, I think she's doing it on purpose. Meghan is quiet quitting Spotify.
When I was 14, I planned my wedding. Not my actual wedding. That would have been a bit harder to imagine.
You guessed it. We're in for another trip with Meghan down boring, half-fake memory lane.
This wedding was an assignment for my Religion 2 class in Catholic school. I wanted to get an A, and I did. Maybe I got an A minus.
Okay, that was funny. I'll give you that one, Meghan.
The message, even at my feminist all-girls school, was as traditional as it gets. First comes love, then comes marriage.
Meghan, I hate to break it to you, you did not go to a feminist school.
That in some circles, the single woman, this idea of being unmarried, still carries a stigma. She goes by many names. The old maid, the singleton, and this idea of the spinster. The origin of this one is fascinating.
The history of the term spinster begins as a reference to spinners of textiles.
Is this really fascinating?
Rebecca Traister is a writer for New York Magazine. She wrote a book not too long ago called All the Single Ladies.
Between The Cut and interviewing Rebecca Traister, is there some sort of hookup here? Some sort of pay-for-play deal? Some sort of reciprocity? What's happening with New York Magazine?
Marriage as an institution in its traditional form, right, is one that did a really important job, which was organizing power and responsibility and labor along gendered lines.
Who is this podcast for? Is this podcast for 11-year-olds?
The associations our society makes around unmarried women feels so outdated.
Meghan, learn English. The associations feel.
I'm Mindy. I'm a mom. I identify as a writer, a sometimes cook, and I'm just a wrangler of children. I don't do podcasts.
Me neither.
Haha. We know Meghan just parrots literally everything her guests say and pretends she went through the exact same thing and feels the exact same ways about it. But wouldn't it be funny if she had a modicum of self-awareness and was making a joke here?
When I see Mindy, what I see is a woman who goes after exactly what she wants, even if she jokingly concedes to being archetyped
Stereotyped.
as the spinster, the perpetually single woman. Mindy is so much more than any archetype
Stereotype.
could ever touch upon. She's layered, she's multifaceted.
Why I became a writer is because of that, just like the profound boredness.
The word is boredom. Just saying.
Often I'd be in relationships because I wanted someone to go to the ArcLight with on a Saturday night, so I didn't have to go see a movie by myself. If I'm really being honest.
Yeah.
Mindy Kaling, that is insane. I guess I'm a cold, hard person.
Especially women, I think, are willing to compromise to try to not play into what one of these archetypes will
Stereotypes.
be. I think there's such a fear about being single.
It's stereotype, Meghan. Just say stereotype. Just give in.
And even I can't remember which one. It's this thing in Why Not Me?
Mm-hmm.
In the memoir that you wrote, your second one, right?
Why does Mindy Kaling, who is presenting herself as the most boring woman in the universe, have two memoirs? Two memoirs! She's not even 50 yet.
But it is gendered and it's archetyped and it's stereotyped.
Oh, she finally gave in and teamed up, archetyped and stereotyped. Don't try me, Meghan. Don't try me.
Why am I not the person that got married? And I think that's harder to talk about. I'm still examining it. It makes me emotional.
But in the underbelly of social media, so much jealousy comes out.
Meghan is telling us how she really feels. She thinks we're all jealous of her. Look, of course, who wouldn't want to be married to an incredibly wealthy prince? But that's not why people don't like you, Meghan. And that's not why they're mean to you. People don't like you because you don't do what you say you're going to do. Sometimes that's not a big deal, but when it comes to helping people, it's a very big deal. People are mean to you because you keep making promises to make positive change in the world that you don't follow through on. It's maddening for people who actually care to see someone like you with your resources and your platform pretend to care and then do nothing that is not self-serving. I don't know how you have friends. I don't know how people like Mindy Kaling aren't too embarrassed to appear on this podcast mutually navel-gazing with you.
No one can see this, but Mindy's wearing the most gorgeous, hot pink dress.
I swear, Meghan has the conversational skills of a manicurist trying to upsell you on a massage.
Gala for years. Like, who wore what? Like, I've been.
Okay, so wait, let's just stop there for 1 second. What was it like?
Ew, is Meghan trying to snag an invite to the Met Gala? Go away, Meghan. Your fashion is terrible.
It can feel like imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Does that ever come up for you?
I'm so prepared in such a child of immigrant kind of effortful way.
Ooh, I'm torn. That is not what effortful means. Effortful means requiring immense physical effort. On the other hand, she is a child of immigrants. But back on the other hand, she identifies as a writer and makes millions doing it.
I didn't think I could do this job at this point. I have to be like clinically unconfident.
Oh, we got another one. Unconfident. And again with the imposter syndrome. Mindy, you can explain it 1,000 times. Meghan won't be able to relate. She's a narcissist who thinks she's perfect at everything and the rest of us are just wrong. And also, she doesn't really work. So...
Even 12 years ago, it was socially acceptable for award-winning journalists to ask women, so, what do you think? Can women be funny?
Say what? Lucille Ball, Carol Burnett, Elaine Stritch, Joan Rivers. These late greats would like to have a word with you.
Were you not the pretty one growing up?
No. Oh, God, no. I was the smart one forever and ever and ever and ever, and then just sort of grew up.
Sort of grew up and got a lot of plastic surgery. Also, I fear for the reputation of your high school if you were the smart one.
I was always a little bit of a loner and really shy and didn't know where I fit in.
No matter how much we achieve or the access that we have to, again, these rarefied spaces, it's when I think of that little girl that you mentioned, it feels so,
Oh my gosh, how old are these women?
So what 3 words would you use to describe yourself as a little girl?
self-conscious, inquisitive, and effortful. Always trying so hard.
Yeah. And 3 words to describe yourself now?
Gosh.
Effortful. Effortful.
I think effortful is still, unfortunately, a big part of my personality. I'm a really bad tryhard. Again, effortful has its plus sides. Effortful.
I hadn't realized my high school would become so much of a connective tissue for me throughout the series.
Are you using connective tissue as a gross metaphor?
It made me think when I had asked Mindy earlier, as you heard, how do we change these patterns of behavior, these limiting belief systems about singledom? Turns out, they're already changing.
We know, Meghan. We've been telling you you are a solid 40 years behind the times.
As ever, I'm Meghan.
Are you disappointed with everything she didn't say about single parenthood, especially single motherhood? I wish she would have said something about the struggles of single motherhood for those who face struggles. At this point, my expectations for her are so low. I think if she just used the word archetype correctly once, I would be thrilled. I'll probably be waiting forever. As ever, it's Ibble Dibble. Like, share, and subscribe.